Hello, everyone. Welcome to our demo. I'm Kazim Nouri with Justify Solutions, and today I'll walk you through our OrgStation platform, a case management solution built for human service organizations, organizations like nonprofit agencies and government agencies, and other types of organizations that they provide services to people can utilize OrgStation to track their enrollments and services and overall use it as a case management software. In our today's demo, I will be using this scenario. So I will be acting as an employee of the Demo Community Services, which is a nonprofit agency offering employment support programs. And our client, Mr. Tom Davis, is an individual seeking help to improve his resume and get a job and receive some other services. And we will see how OrgStation can help us in this process, which is a case management system that helps agencies streamline their intake process, deliver services, keep track of their progress, make referrals, and do reports. So let's jump to our platform. When you first sign up for OrgStation, you need to do some setup work to get your system up and running. And it's very easy to do that. An admin user can do that without a single line of code. So you can create your own programs. I have already created a program called Pathways to Employment to save us some time. But you can add additional programs if you need to with different programs type, start date and end date. I have also created some services here. The first two services, job interview coaching and resume workshops, are the services that we provide in our organization. The third one, CDL training, we don't provide that in our agency, but we have a partner organization that provides that. So I have marked that as a referral service, so I can refer my clients to that organization. I've also created an assessment called employment assessment. And it has different fields here that I can keep track of their employment status, highest level of education, and so on. So you can create as many assessments as you need to. You can simply add a new form, name it, put description, mark it as assessment, and then configure the fields here. You can add all kinds of fields. For example, I add a new one, comments, text area field. You can add text box, number, date, and so on. If it's a drop-down list, you can choose a drop-down list from the system, or you can create your own drop-down list or customize the ones that already exist, but you want to make some changes to them. After you're done with your initial setup, so let's jump to our Clients tab, where we can do some case management work. When I come here for the first time, it says selected client. So I have two options, add new client or find an existing client from the system. Let's add a new client and start a new intake process. Let's add our client's information here. And date of birth. So the system also checks for potential duplicates. In this case, it did not find anyone named Tom with the same date of birth, so I'm good to move forward. There's something here. Zip code. And the rest of this information is not required. So I click Save and create a new client profile here. Now it brings me to the client's dashboard. I can see some basic information. I can view more. I can upload a headshot here. And now I have a client's profile that I can work with. So now that I have created my client's profile, before going any case management operations here, let's go back to our client intake real quick. What if you want to customize this? Maybe you want to add some more fields, take something away from here. For example, I want to make the zip code or maybe the email address or the phone number required. An admin can configure that very easily and quickly. Let's say I want to make the primary phone a required field. Maybe the address is not required, so I can make all of these not required. And I can, the intake date is already hidden, so I can keep it hidden. So that configuration is saved. Now my new intake form looks different with those changes. Address is not required. Primary phone is required. I've also added some additional, what if you want to add additional fields here? So these two additional fields, age, veteran, and race, they are coming from my custom intake form. When we go back to our admin and form, I have a custom intake form that I created earlier. And if I go to configure fields, those are the two fields here, but I can add as many fields as I need to as part of my intake. Again, it could be any type of these fields. And as soon as you add it here, save it, and they will be available as part of your intake form. So it's very easy to customize your intake form, add new fields to them, make anything required or hide. An admin can do that without needing to code anything. So now that I have created this intake, I can go ahead and do an assessment with the client. Let's click on add new, see what's available. So this is the employment assessment that I created. You can create your own assessments. Employment currently not employed, highest level of education, and primary goal, full-time job. Barriers to employment, and there are some options that I have added for now. You can add additional options if you need to this drop-down list. Available to start work, maybe beginning of next month. So I've done an assessment with the client. You can create additional goals. This is a goal management tool, different types of goals you can create and create action steps, assign it to the client or to a user. But let's enroll them in our program, the pathways to employment program that we created. If I click add new, select my program and select date. So starting from today, Tom is enrolled in our program, and projected length of stay in our program setup, we define that 60 days. So based on that, we can keep track of how long the client stays in the program and how the outcomes would work for each program. Also, we can provide some services to the client, and under these two programs, we say that those are the two services, direct services that we provide. Let's say today they came in and they attended the resume workshop. It's a one time, and we have units and units value. It's good for some other types of services. For example, if you have donations, you want to keep track of dollar amount, you can do that for reporting purposes. But in this case, we will just put 0. And maybe another day they came and received a job interview coaching for 1 hour. You keep track of that by hour. And again, you don't want to put a dollar value to this, but you could if you want to keep track of, how much is 1 hour worth of your employees worth. Doesn't mean that you provide that. It's just good for reporting. At the end of the reporting period, you can run a report to see we provided 100 hours. If we say each hour of our employee time is worth X amount of dollar, this is how much value we have provided and with our services. But that's optional. You can also enter case notes here. We have some drop down here. Again, all of the drop downs are customizable. I'll show you how to do that. For example, we are logging a progress update as of today. 1 week. You can put an optional fall update. that you can keep track of all of your case notes here. And let's say now that he's ready, completed some basic training with us, we want to refer him to our partner service providers. So as of today, this is an outgoing referral. Pending, it will be referring agency is us, and receiving agency will be our partner organization called National Workforce Training. And this is the CDL training service that they provide. So I refer Tom for that service. You can keep track of all of the referrals for Tom on this screen. You could also keep track of your incoming referrals. So if other agencies are referring clients to you, you can keep track of your incoming referrals here. You can also upload any files. Let's say I want to upload his driver's license, just something I created just for this demo. You can upload as many files as you need to for Tom, and if you need to download, you can check and download that file. There are some additional case management tools that I don't want to go over, but a quick overview of those include task management, that you can assign tasks to the client and keep track of that. Housing assignment is for organizations that they have housing shelter and they want to keep track of their check-ins and bed assignment, room assignment, all of that can be managed in the system. If any clients are on medication, you all can keep track of like medications they're taking, incident history or incident reports for agencies that they have clients on site. If something happens, you can create incident reports. But here is a cool part for custom forms, additional information. What if you get a new grant and they have some new reporting requirements with some new data elements that you need to track, but that doesn't exist on OrgStation? You can simply create your own custom form. In this case, I have created a custom form called interview tracking, and I have added some fields here. You can add additional fields to this if you need to. But just creating here, configuring it, it will become available under the client's additional information. So I can click here, click add new, and select my form and fill it out for Tom. So employer name, let's say find applied at Walmart to be at, and the interview outcome is pending. So you can fill out as many times as you need to, and you can create additional forms, and everything will be available here. So with that, really, the sky is the limit here. You get new funding, new reporting is required. You just create a new form. It's automatically available and configured. You can go ahead and fill it out for your clients that are part of that program. And also, same thing for assessments. You can create as many assessments as you need, and then select your assessment, fill it out for the client. When we go to the reports tab, we have an executive dashboard that gives you a quick snapshot of what's going on in the agency, how many intakes we have and how many this month, how many enrollments, services, assessments, and referrals. I've created some custom charts here for intake trend. It's going up in the past few days. By the custom field, I've created another chart for veteran status. So I can see that one is yes, one is no, and one is unknown. You can create additional charts and graphs here based on what metrics are important to you. You can simply click add new, select your data source. What type of chart do you want? Which field do you want to base it on, and add some filters? I have already done that for these two. So you can, as an admin, you can create as many charts as you want based on any fields in the system with just a few clicks. And that way your executive dashboard will give you a quick overview of what's going on in the system and the agency. Then we have some custom additional reports that you can access your data. The client's report is all of your intake, By default, it's giving you some options here. You can filter by date, and you can decide to include fields from your custom form. So when you create a new form, we created that veteran status, and we created that grace field for our intake. That is automatically available for reporting. You don't need to do anything else. You just say include all of my custom fields from my custom intake, click search. So all the standard columns, and also if I scroll to the right, I can see the is veteran status and race also included in my report. So that's the best part, that you don't have to do a lot of coding and configuration. You can click here which fields you want on your report. You can simply check and uncheck. Let's say I don't want those fields. I don't want city, state, zip code. So your report will be nice and organized. You can right click and export this to Excel. You can filter by any of these columns with different types of filters are available. Equals to something, does not equal to something, it's between certain dates. For example, if it's a date field, contains a keyword or does not contain a keyword. So a lot of custom options there for filtering your data. Or you can simply right click and export to Excel as a CSV. We have enrollments report that gives you access to all of your data about enrollments, how many enrollments you have. You can pick and choose what fields you want on your report. Same thing for your services, same thing for your referrals, and for your custom forms. So remember, we created that custom form for interview tracking that doesn't exist as part of the OrgStation product. We created our own custom form. We filled it out for a client. Now I want to be able to run reports on that. So custom reports, I just select that form. This is the interview tracking. I click search, gives me all the data for that form, including the client's details. So I can also pick and choose which other information about each client I want to include. I want to also include their gender. And everything else that's on that custom form have already been added. The interview date, the employer name, position applied for, and all of that information is here. I can filter it based on any field, or I can again right click and export it to Excel. So really that, that closes the loop here, that when you have a new grant, new requirements, all you need to do is you go create a new form or a new assessment or something for one of the existing modules. And then immediately it will be available for filling out either under the additional information or under the assessments. And also it will be immediately available for reporting. As soon as you fill out that form, you can come to custom reports and select that form and run it and have access to all of your data. Drop-down lists and everything else is also 100% configurable in the system. For example, if I go here and under that veteran status, I have three options here: yes, no, unknown. Maybe I want to add another option here, or if I want to remove the unknown here, this is how I can do that. So I go to drop-down lists. I find that drop-down list. It's called the yes, no drop-down here. If I click on items in this list, there are yes, no, and unknown. So maybe I just add something else, other, and save. Just with that, it is now added to my drop-down list. I've configured that drop-down list and it's available here. You can also remove any of these, and that's true about every single drop-down list that you see in the system. So to do a quick recap, what we did today as the demo community service organization, we signed up for OrgStation, we set up our environment, we created our programs, created our services, We configured some custom forms and assessments. We did an intake. We configured our intake form, added some additional columns and fields. We did some assessments, enrolled the client into our program. We provided some services, entered a case note. We referred them to one of our partners. We uploaded the files and documents, and we filled out a custom form. And then we created our executive dashboard, and we created some reports. All of that in just a few minutes. So if you want to learn more about OrgStation, or if you're an agency that you think this system could help you, please feel free to reach out to us. Here is my contact information, or for more information, please visit our website, justifysolutions.com, or please reach out to me. Thanks.